Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the AVS show. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, please. Odera, why should they subscribe to the channel?
Because this is the hottest show you're ever gonna come across, okay?
Alright, so go ahead and do that. And when you're done,
Charlie stays dripping with all the tea that he drinks.
Yes, I do drink a
Charlie,
lot
we
of tea.
just getting started.
I do drink a lot of tea. Alright, so then after the show, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, the ABS show. So today we're gonna dig right into the Western news. A lot is going on. So let's dig into the first story. I'm sorry to report this, but Kate Spade is dead.
Wow.
She's making me laugh. But Kate Spade was found dead in her apartment. So who knows who she is?
Suicide.
Yes, she committed suicide this past week.
Fashion.
Yes,
Icon.
major fashion icon. She designed handbags. She was 55 years old, and this all started because people are reporting that she suffered from depression and anxiety. So, what do you guys think about this story?
It's crazy how you can reach that pinnacle. All I want to do is living in a Manhattan apartment, and she's killing herself in one.
Manhattan penthouse on Park Avenue.
But how does that define happiness?
Oh my.
Okay.
But that's the thing. It's like, so you knock out all these goals and you're still not happy. So it's like, are people really focusing on their goals or wealth? You know, like, are you focused on what is going to make you happy deep down, or are you focused on society's, definition?
Validation and stuff like that.
Society's definition of success.
I never heard about her until she died. I'm sorry, I never knew about her.
You didn't see the Kate Spade bag?
Kate Spade bags everywhere, Marshalls.
Okay, the
and
bag,
candles,
the bag, the brand.
Yes.
You could know a brand, but you don't know the person.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
You know why? Because I heard that for the past year she sold the brand, so maybe that's why you have.
sold
she
the brand
sold
in
out the brand.
2006.
Yeah, years
Wow.
back. But according to New York police, she hanged herself.
What?
So this is not medicine or pills or whatever the case may be. According to reports, they said that days and days before this happened, she was actually seeking help for her depression and anxiety. So the family members said they didn't see this coming because she was actually, getting the help that she needed. You know what I mean?
So they knew she was going
She was
through
suffering
this.
from something.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, for me, this is very sad.
And was she alone?
Yeah. When that happened, she was alone.
Apparently, the house. Okay, again, I don't like to believe everything that I read because media is media. But according to the media, her husband was in the house and her housekeeper was in the house as well when she hanged herself. And some people are speculating that the husband may have had something to do with it. Some people are saying that, like, when you watch First 48 and all the, crime and murder stories, every time the husband is in the house, it means he knows something about it. I don't know how accurate that is. However, I'm going to run with the story that if she did, in fact, commit suicide, I do not find anything sad about this at all. Like,
why?
I don't think it's sad. Because I think people just take certain things for granted. You know what I mean? If you have health, you're healthy. You have a job, you have an income, and you have roof. You have a lot. This woman had a great career, a husband, a kid, a roof over her head. Whatever your issues are, deal with it. Why check out? If you really wanted to check out, why am I going to feel sad for you? She's a 55-year-old woman. She knows right from wrong. I have no reason to feel bad for a 55-year-old woman who wants to check out, because suicide is the easy way out.
Okay,
I know, but what if it wasn't
all
suicide?
what you said is great and it's perfect, and in a perfect world,
In a
it makes
logical
sense.
world. Yeah.
It makes sense. But do you know what depression is?
I know because I've suffered from depression.
Okay, so then you
A
should
lot of
understand
people-
it. If you
no.
suffered from depression,
A lot
what do you
of-
mean
a
no?
lot of people deal with depression, and
Okay,
you have
listen.
to.
No.
It's normal.
If
We
you've
all-
really, listen. If you've really gone through depression, then you should understand that when that happens, you don't see none of that. You don't see that wealth you're talking about. You don't see that friends you're talking about. You don't see it. You are
don't
so
see
into your.
anything.
It's a disorder. It's a mental disorder that you don't see none of it.
Listen.
So for me personally, I think we need to share more light on depression. We need to share more light on mental health and the thing that she went
I
through.
mean,
For you to gather all these items, and kill yourself. That's a process. And for me, that's a process. So it has to be hard.
Again,
it has to be one of the
again,
hardest decisions that she
And
made.
also for you to link happiness to what you own, to material things.
Yeah.
That's not
Let
always
me tell you,
no.
material
No,
things.
no, I'm
No,
not-
listen.
No, but no, I
You
didn't
have to
say
listen
that.
to
No,
her.
but I
listen
don't
to
want
what
you.
you
I
said.
don't want you.
No, you
I said if
listed-
you have life, if you have health, you have a job, you have a roof over your head, you have a family. Those are not materialistic things.
But
a
let
job
me
is
tell
not
you something.
materialistic. Roof is not materialistic.
Life at the expense of what? You don't know what she has gone through. You
You
don't
don't know
know
what
what
she's
she has
fighting inside.
sacrificed. You don't know whether she has sold her soul for that life. Number one. Number two, you don't know what it took for her to get that family. You don't know what if that man was happily married to somebody else and the guilt was eating her up inside.
But you
don't
guys
know
didn't even let me finish
You don't know what
my
she
thought on our
suffered
whole thing
through
for
to
you to
have
get
a
there.
child. You don't know what she suffered through to have a child. Just because you can see what you think should bring someone happiness
value.
Yes.
doesn't mean that is bringing her happiness.
I totally understand
When
what you're
you
saying,
went
but
through your
can I
depression-
finish?
Okay,
Can I
go-
finish my thought on it? Apparently, according to the newspapers, her and her husband were going through issues. Her husband had requested that they divorce or they separate. So a lot of people are linking, according to what I have read online and what the newspapers are saying, they're linking to the fact that she did not want to divorce from her husband. In her suicide note, she actually said to her daughter, "This is not your fault. This is your husband's fault." So again, I'm only going to speak of what my opinion is and how I feel about life and how I feel about things. I am not going to kill myself because a man does not want to be with me. I'm not.
I'm
that's-
sure.
Hold on.
I'm sure
gonna
that is
finish.
not the sole
I'm
reason why she
gonna
did that.
finish. And if I really did feel like I have to check out, I'm gonna kill him right with me. I'm not gonna leave you to enjoy
That's-
while
no,
I'm
that's
gone.
murder. No, no,
I'm
no.
just I'm saying, Mayo, this is my opinion how I view things. They had been together over 25 years. They built Kate Spade together. They sold Kate Spade together in 2006. They started a new company together that wasn't doing well. They've done a lot of things together. Like, this is my life partner. So if for whatever reason you don't want to be with me and I feel like I have to check out, I'm not gonna kill myself for you to enjoy the money and remarry and keep living.
When
Come
you're going
on.
through
I
what
would
you're
have killed
going through,
myself and I would have
honestly,
killed him as well.
when you're
That's
going
my
through
take.
depression, when you're going through
That's
depression,
my take. And leave my lovely daughter? Are you crazy?
when you are going through depression,
I must
She
be
went
missing
through
the
depression.
picture.
Yazzie,
I must.
when you are going
I
through
must.
depression, you don't think logically. You are not thinking about what happens next after you are gone. That's one. Then
Yes.
two, there are different stages of depression. The fact that you've been through depression and you didn't take your life
Probably
does not
wasn't the same
mean
stage.
that Odera hasn't been through the same level of depression and she hasn't gone into that peak where she wants to take her life.
Oh, medical doctor.
Yeah, thank you. But that's just the case. So don't always think that because it
That's
worked
not going to
this
be-
way for you, then the other
don't-
person is stupid.
exactly.
Okay,
The other person is not stupid.
I understand what you guys are saying, but I do not have to agree with what you guys are saying. You guys, I understand
Okay, we're not
you.
asking
I
you
get
to
your
agree, but
point.
we're asking you
I'm
to
not asking
open
you
up
to
your
agree. I'm asking-
open up your
Exactly.
mind to the fact that just because you, Yazzie, is strong enough to deal with things, there are so many other people in the world that are not.
It's not about
And we have
being
to be
strong enough.
sensitive
When you
to
have
those
family
people.
and you have friends, you have to think about them. Suicide is selfish. Suicide is selfish and it's the easy way out and it's a coward's way out. Period. No matter what you're
table
going
you are
through.
That's the one side. That's
Period.
This table you are
Period.
shaking.
Don't break the table.
The table you are shaking,
Suicide-
your producer will throw you off it.
Suicide is
when
not-
you have
you can't-
family and you have friends, you have a daughter that loves you, and you commit suicide and have the nerve to write in there, it's not your fault. How dare you? You're a mother. It's your job to be there for that child. It's your job to protect that child. Now you put this child in this situation. Now the daughter's gonna have issues for the rest of her life. It's not fair. And that's my take
you
on
think
suicide.
that this woman was
Period.
thinking normally when she did
I don't
this?
care
That's
how
what
she
you have to.
Have
That's
you
what
not heard
have
of
to
mental health?
understand. She wasn't thinking. She
When
wasn't
somebody
Then
is
if
reasoning.
she
not-
was crazy, then they should have put her in a crazy house.
How is somebody supposed to know?
If
God.
that's what doctors are for. And
Listen,
she has
when you're
enough
not
money
when you're
to-
not
to afford
completely
that.
in a right
I
state
don't
of
feel
mind.
sorry for Kate Spade.
I'm not
I
begging
do
you to
not.
feel sorry for her. I'm not forcing you to feel sorry
We
for
just
her.
want some
I'm asking you to
understanding.
open your mind to the possibility of different situations when it comes to depression. You can't just be one-sided and say because you want to take your life and leave other people behind, you are selfish, you are this, you are that. You are not even in your right state of mind.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking? This topic is very, very like intense. So we are gonna have more discussion about suicide in other episodes, so please stay tuned for
Yes.
that. And we're just gonna move on to the next
And
topic.
anybody that's
we're
suffering
gonna
from
move-
depression, or if you feel like life is getting too hard, you can't handle it, you should reach out for help. You always should.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic.
The next topic is also touching and annoying at the same time.
What happened?
In Chicago, a 10-year-old boy was handcuffed by the police in front of his grandmother.
Why?
He was playing with his grandmother in her yard, and then the cops came in, and he saw them. He was frightened, and so he wanted to run. They caught this boy, put a handcuff on him, and put him in their own personal, public detention for a long time. He was so scared, he peed on his pants and every other thing. People were screaming, let him go. He's just 10 years. What could he possibly have done? And the cops left him there for a while under the pretext of carrying out an
He
investigation.
said that he matched the description of somebody that said they were looking for a 10 to 12-year-old carrying a gun.
So that was that at the end of the day, after they let him go, that was what they said. They claimed that there was a call about a 10 to 12-year-old carrying a gun, and so it was a mistaken identity.
I didn't know you needed 2 policemen to arrest a 10-year-old boy.
Oh my
I didn't know
God.
that.
Even more than that.
Oh my
I didn't know
God.
that.
Listen,
This is ridiculous.
it's hurtful.
This is ridiculous. When I first saw the story, I thought they were just playing with him and, trying to discipline him and
No.
put fear in him. But you just saying that right now, I am sick to my stomach. What is going on?
This will
You
never-
know
it
this
will
guy,
never
this
stop.
little boy is going to be terrified. He's going
Terrified
to
for
be
the rest of his
paranoid.
life.
Yeah.
For
Every
the
time he
rest of
sees
his
a police
life,
car,
he's going to run the other way. And then later they're going to talk about police and community relations. When you're putting this type of fear, listen, he's going to tell all his friends not to trust the police. They're going to grow up hating the police. Nobody's going to want to deal with the police. I'm not even a mother yet, but I already feel like my whole heart is ripped apart just thinking, because I only want son. So I'm just thinking, like, imagine my little boy having his whole innocence shattered because police want to be stupid.
but can you sue in cases
Yes,
like this?
you better. I hope the mother sues their ass.
They claimed that they were going to reach out to the family and do
apologize.
something about it.
What are
Yeah,
you
right.
We
suing
don't
for?
know yet.
Emotional
We don't
distress?
know.
Like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Trauma. Do you know what it is
I mean,
to be
this boy is
arrested?
traumatized for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to, is it because he's a black kid?
Of course.
I mean, we keep hearing about, police shooting black men. We heard the
Profiling.
video of the police officer who said that we only kill black people, we don't kill white people. So, I mean, it's scary, but this is the world we're living in.
I'm even
and
grateful
again,
that he wasn't shot while he was running.
And again, this is why I always preach, I'm not against immigration. I'm not against people coming to America for the better. But overall, as a whole, and as a mother of a black man, like, I don't feel comfortable raising my son in this country. Like, I really don't. It's like, it doesn't even matter if your child becomes a doctor, if your child becomes a police
NFL
officer.
player.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like,
they're still gonna be
his
under
first crime
control.
is that he's a
black.
black man. And I actually just went on a school field trip with my son's school to the Statue of Liberty. And I was a chaperone. And one of the parents that came said she retired from the police force in Queens. She's much older, maybe like in her 50s. And she was telling me that the racism that she dealt with, she said other police officers would walk around with baby nooses tattooed on them. We're talking about like 20 years ago. She said that they would burn, like the black police officers, they would just burn their cars. Like they would set your car on fire because
For no reason.
Because you were black.
Just to
the
provoke
point
you.
that herself, she said she was driving a Hummer with like Tupac and Biggie like on the Hummer, and they pulled her over for no reason. When she asked why she was pulled over, nobody told her. But once she showed them like her badge and stuff, like they let her go. But the point is like, why did you pull me over?
Because she's black.
I think another issue is that we don't study the law as black people. We do not study the law. So when the policeman comes to our
We are
house,
scared and you
we
don't
are
know your
scared
rights.
Yeah, you
and
don't
we're
know your
acting
rights.
nervous.
But-
We don't
but
know
you
our
can't-
rights. You can't just go ahead and arrest people. Did you read me my rights
But-
before you
but
arrested
Shawty-
me?
but
Like
Shawty,
what's
how
going on?
can
We
you- how
have
can
to
you
study
say
that. We
when-
have
when our first crime is just being black.
So study it.
Like, I
Exactly.
understand
So
what you're
study
saying.
that
it.
in
So-
the law, there is no crime about being black.
Yeah, but
You
but
study
I
it.
understand. Great point. Study
Let
the
me-
law.
let me give an
but what
example
Diaz
before
is
you
trying
go.
to say is, even when you know your rights, they still abuse that right. Didn't you hear about the guy that somebody caught about the domestic violence? He was just on the balcony holding his phone. It was
Yeah.
viral on the net. About 4 or 5 cops came out of the elevator.
Yeah,
you needed
that
to see
was-
the way they were beating him, and he didn't resist arrest. He was just
Yeah.
standing there like resting by the wall. He didn't even say anything.
I've heard a story of an off-duty sergeant who was pulled over and immediately gun to his head. Gun to his head. Pulled over, like no questions, no asked.
I do understand that.
He said he was shaking and he said, I'm a surgeon. If you give me a chance, I'll go in my left pocket and pull out my badge.
Yes.
But if he wasn't a surgeon, what would have happened?
No, but I do understand that the system is not fair to a lot of black people, to a lot of black boys and men out there. But what are we doing to solve the issue? What are we doing to minimize the issue? Are we just going to sit around and complain, or we're going to hate the books and we're going to study, or we're going to, what are we going to do? Because listen, you can stand around and do this. If the gun is coming, it's gonna shoot you all day long.
But I really don't see.
It's in the books.
No, what we need is more black people in the legal system, because guess what? If there are more black lawyers, as prosecutors, they're not gonna press charges, and there are more black lawyers, they are gonna press charges when cops wrongfully shoot down these children, wrongfully arrest these people. There are gonna be more judges to judge the cases that will keep black boys out of jail. So instead of sending a boy to jail for stealing shoes for $100, you're sending him to communities. Go for a talk. Go for a talk to teach you not to steal.
Make a difference in your life.
That will change your life, not to keep you behind bars and ruin your life.
And one more thing too, I think we should also use the cameras as well, because if nobody took the picture of this, then we wouldn't be talking about it.
Right.
Let's videotape it. Let's put it on camera. Let's record it. That way we know. Because something did happen to you this past week, and I really wanted like evidence of the video and everything, but you didn't.
But they won't give her the camera. They won't give her the footage because it happened inside the place.
But what I'll tell you something is, in that situation that I was in, sometimes things happen and it happens so quick.
That you
you
don't
want
even
to
think.
video it, but I mean, when it was going down, I was just like, I was even speechless. I'm very, very vocal. I was so like shocked by what was going on that I was speechless. But that's, I mean, it's
I want
a
to know
different
whose
situation.
story was this, because I want to know what happened to the guy after. Was he?
They let him go.
They let him go.
Okay. Yeah, and he ran to
But the
his
family is
grandmom.
demanding answers. The family is. I don't think they're gonna let this go. And I do believe that the police officers that would, I mean, they should face some type of consequences for this.
So the family is demanding answers, and do you know who else got an answer this past week? Kim Kardashian, and Yaz is going to take out the story for us.
Yes, you know what, Kim?
Oh, really? Now you clapping?
I was laughing at you last week. Hey, at least I'm woman enough to man up to what I said.
Tell us the story.
The story is that Kim Kardashian got Alice released from jail. Woo. Now, Alice is a grandmother who went to jail, I think, in 1995 or 1996 on a drug charge. But it was her first drug charge. It was her first offense. She had never been in jail before. It was also non-violent. She wasn't the only person involved with it, and her sentence was just so harsh. And I was laughing, but hey, we know Kim Kardashian knows about black culture. She been around.
So first of all, did you guys see the little video of her running towards
Yes.
her family? That was like both touching and funny as hell. But I just want to say congratulations to you. You really deserve it. To be out there, Kim Kardashian. Listen,
bravo.
Kudos to you. You finally, used what you had to get what you wanted. And
she always uses what she has to get what she wants.
No, I don't mean in that way. But also pains me that I'm saying this. Thank you, Trump.
It pains
me that I'm saying it, but thank you, Trump, for releasing this lady as well. I saw a little video going around saying that whether or not Kim Kardashian has been used by Donald Trump. You guys, do you feel that she has been used?
Thank you very much. That's what I was about to say. So Van Jones has a show, and he brought Kim Kardashian on to talk about it. And it was actually going on Twitter. People were like, that exact moment when Kim Kardashian realized she's been played.
Yes.
Because he asked the question, like, do you think Trump used you as a political play? Because now, like, even y'all got Charlie to say thank you to Trump.
Yeah.
Like, what other bigger political
that doesn't
play?
happen.
Exactly. What other bigger political play could it be that you have people that literally cannot complain about him because he has finally done a good thing. Left, right, liberal, conservative. Nobody can say this is not a good thing. This is an amazing thing. And even Kim Kardashian, man, the babe was stammering. She had to check it herself. She's like, I don't think.
But you know what? Trump loves that. And he's going to do more of that. Because like you said, the left, the right, nobody's complaining and everybody's happy. He loves that. So he's going to keep doing that. He also said he's going to pardon Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, because he didn't realize that Muhammad Ali didn't have any case.
Hello. That's how much he knows about the case.
That's how much
he knows about
this he loves this attention. You know what I mean? But
there was
I feel like, my point, I feel like, yes, Donald Trump did use Kim. Kim also used Donald Trump. We all use everybody.
Exactly. So
Scratch my back,
But
I
I
scratch
scratch
yours.
yours.
Yes,
Everybody
because
uses everybody.
I haven't heard that they say he's considering about 3,000 names for pardon.
Actually, that's what I was gonna get into
that's
next. Was
good.
that I do hope that this opens the doors for them to look into other cases and possibly maybe with the help of Kim Kardashian West, more black people will be released out
So
of jail.
what matters is the outcome.
Yeah,
We
I-
don't care what happened, but
I
at
think-
least somebody got something out of
I
it.
think the start of the pardoning should be pardoning everybody arrested for marijuana possession or selling. Especially since now
It's
marijuana
legal.
is
No, but
legal
then
in
the
so
law
many-
was not there. Then it was a crime, but now it's not. So are you going to go back on the law because it's no longer a crime?
Yeah, I feel like that
No,
should
it
make
doesn't
sense.
work that way.
It doesn't work that way. I feel like that would make
No.
sense.
When you change law, it starts from the day you change the law.
Yeah, but I get the point Odera's trying to make. With research, they have found out that all these years, the belief that marijuana was so bad for you, it's not bad for you
yeah, they have
because
to
now
release
it's
them.
medical.
Yeah,
so
I
they
feel
should
like
be
they
released.
should.
I
They
understand
should
what
be
she's saying.
released.
All right.
Especially back
Really?
then when you were arrested. Some people are in jail for like this much marijuana.
They're
You
gonna
know,
release
yeah.
them if that's the case. But
Just
we're gonna
ask
move
them.
on to the next topic, Odera.
Yeah, that's me. So, speaking of things that Trump has been involved in and conversation he's been having, Colin Kaepernick him and his lawyers are set to actually subpoena Donald Trump for his conversations with the NFL owners. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but the NFL came up with a new set of rules and regulations concerning players standing and observing the national anthem. And amongst it said that teams would be fined, players would be fined, and their teams would subsequently be fined, but they also have the option of not showing up to the field during the national anthem if they want to protest it. But if you do decide to be on the field while the national anthem is going on, you and your team would be fined and all sorts of things. So a few of the owners of teams, or I think one actually stood out and said that he will pay the fine for anybody that wants to kneel because it's a freedom, it's freedom of speech. Then so there was, they actually quoted Trump as saying that, he spoke to the NFL owners and they're going to deal with the issue before they came out with this. And as you know, Colin Kaepernick has not been signed for over a year because everybody's avoiding him like the plague. So him and his lawyers want to know if Trump colluded with NFL owners to stop him being hired. So what do you think?
I would not be surprised, first of all. I would not
Okay.
be surprised. My
very
thing about
possible.
Trump with this whole issue is, why are you so involved with the NFL? Wow, there are real problems out there.
Like what's
Who
going on in
cares who's
Chicago?
standing and who's kneeling and whatnot? You yourself, you don't even follow your own rules.
He doesn't
Mr.
even
Donald
know
Trump.
most of the anthems
That's
word
what I was
for
about
word.
to say. God Bless America, that song.
He couldn't sing it.
The lyrics, you don't, sir, you don't know the lyrics. How about that? Focus on that. Donald Trump, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like sometimes I literally feel like it's like he's just joking.
He's
and one day
trolling. He's
we're just
trolling
gonna wake up
everybody.
like,
He let-
just kidding, y'all. I'm
No,
not the president.
He's gonna jump on the White House lawn. You've been pranked.
You've been like, that's how I feel.
Well,
he's so
guess
invested
what?
in who's
I have news for you guys.
Hold
It
on.
is not a prank. He is not going anywhere.
I know.
He's here. And I am pretty sure he's also going to win his second term.
Do you know what?
So let's get used to
Do
it.
you know the thing about Donald Trump and this national anthem? He's trying so hard to connect the national anthem of these people kneeling to disrespecting the army. It is not about that. It is not about them disrespecting the army. Hello, we have black people serving, right? So it's not
A
about
lot.
that. They are kneeling because they feel like they are being,
Marginalized,
there's
injustice.
injustice in the system. That is why. That is the only reason why. Okay, so Donald Trump, back off them, and I'm here for it. Colin is your boo, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is
So-
my boo. He's my boo.
Let's
What's
not
up?
get
On
pranked.
camera or off camera? He's your boo?
Oh, he's my boo. He's my
Imaginary
boo.
boo, just go with it. Just go with it.
As if you don't have a lot of imaginary boos like
No,
Pearl
ma'am.
Tussy and all of those.
Peltusi
So how
is
do you
not
feel about it?
imaginary.
Are you here for it?
Of course not. I'm not here for what they're doing with this football thing. I'm not here with it at all. I think that the players should be able to kneel if they want to. If freedom of
Squats.
speech, it's not.
Freedom of
I don't
expression.
understand what's going on. And actually, if you remember, Diddy was bidden with a second person. It was left with 2 people to buy a football team because Diddy wanted to buy a football team so that he could encourage the players to be, to do what they want to do. But now Diddy said that he's not interested at all because he said he feels like the entire league is oppressing the men. And I agree with it. But to be honest with you, I think the only way it is going to change is if all the players just resigned. That's what I think it's. And I have a couple of friends that play in the NFL, and I brought it up to them.
They can't leave the money.
America equals football. They can. I'm telling you.
No, but listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's be honest. 90% of the players are black. Like a lot of the players are black. It's just a sport that black men are maybe, I don't know if they're better at it or that's what black men want to do. So my point that I'm making is if all the black men in the league decided that we're not going to play the season.
What are they going to eat?
Hold on. Just let me finish.
So, but if they want to eat they care so much about their food, I'm supporting you. If they care so much about their food and they want to eat,
you are not landing right. What are they going to eat?
Because you won't let me land. You cut me, he cuts me, I can't land. So how am I going to make my points if I can't land now?
Okay,
the point I'm making is, if they all decided that this season I am not playing, there will be no NFL. And that's when they will have no choice but to let the players do what they want to do. But the players are all used to the money that they're making, that they're all dealing with it. NFL is like prison. It's a new way of enslaving black men. Think about it. A bunch of freaking black men running around the field, beating each other up, throwing each other down, getting concussions, creating problems for them for the rest of their lives. A sport that's so violent with a bunch of white people watching it. How many black people pay $20,000 to go and watch the Super Bowl? How many?
Okay, fine, you've spoken. But do you know that?
Thank
you for your speech.
Just say.
Yeah. So, but
how
do you
shut her up when she just gave all this passion?
Thank you for your speech.
Because he wasn't even listening to understand me. He was just waiting to just dive in. But T-Money's my boo.
Thank you, Diva. Do you know that when you are signed, there is a contract? You guys just make it sound like they just get there, play, make money, and jump out. They sign a contract. They put down their signature.
But wait,
and when you put down your signature,
look how fine Colin is.
Okay, so you just cut him off.
Because he did it to me.
When you put down your signature, when you put down your signature in an agreement, it's a binding agreement for a period of time, right? So they've signed to these teams, right? They can resign, like you said. But just like Charlie said, if they resign, what are they going to eat? What are they going to do? This one, that one, money, their family. Okay, since you don't want to resign, you have signed to become a slave in a different level. Stand up for the national anthem. Why are you going on your knees? Since you have signed the contract, then do what the contract says.
I agree with you.
Honor the country.
Yeah.
Why are you going on your knees? What difference is it going to make if you go on your knees? If everybody decides to do what they like when the national anthem is on, there will be so much distraction. Imagine the national anthem on. You are on your phone. You are rolling down. You are sleeping. You are on your knees. Then where's the honor for the country? Stand up, sing the national anthem. After that 1 minute, do what you want to do.
Yes, I actually agree with T-Money. The only way to make the difference
is the whole conversation right now. So you do believe that the people that are kneeling, they are choosing kneeling of the anthem to bring awareness to the fact that there's injustice going on in the black community.
There are so many other ways to bring awareness.
Like what?
When your country, there's so many injustices in your country, in Ghana and in Nigeria. When they sing the national anthem, what do you do?
What do you mean?
When the national anthem is being sung,
nobody has started anything.
Who told you that kneeling down will change anything? How many thousands of people? Thousands of people have been marching.
It's a
platform.
platform.
Whole America watches NFL, so everybody's tuned in.
Okay. Now that they've gone on their knee, what has it done now?
Because only one person went on his knees. Only one person went on his knees.
So we've talked about it. What has it changed?
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. That's not how it works, Timani. Because if you don't, if you, what is the saying? If you don't stand for anything, you're going to fall for anything.
But the point is,
that's why they're falling on their knees now. They're falling out of the NFL. Look at him, no career for 1 year.
The civil rights movement started with one person doing one thing. Rosa Parks sat down on the bus. Did every
But this is the same you that when Falz the bad guy sang a song, you said, what is the point? That there's no effect.
No, we didn't
talked about awareness.
That's not
we talked about awareness.
We said that
what she
Nigerians
said.
are-
No, you're like, it's not going to change anything.
Because Nigerians are too dumb to open up their mind and accept what he's trying to teach.
So Americans have accepted.
It takes time. At least we've seen there's
It's the
a
same
track
thing.
record that it starts from a drop makes a whole ocean. It starts from a trickle. Rosa Parks sat down in a bus. Is it all black people that sat down in the bus? After Rosa Parks sat down, there were still black people that were running to the back of the bus. I don't want nobody to beat me. It starts with one person
And
doing
then the craze
something.
changed.
Martin Luther King
understand.
Jr. started. He stood up. He walked alone before he found people to march with him. So
Gandhi.
it's not immediately
It
that
takes
it's going to
that one person.
happen.
It
It's
takes
going
time.
to
But
trickle.
now that they have placed a rule that if you go on your knees, you'll be fined. That is even small. It's just a fine. They didn't even say you're going to be fired.
Listen.
So why can't all of them continue going on their knees?
Well, the season hasn't started yet. So when the
wait.
season starts,
Okay.
when the
Then
season
you
starts,
suggested
then
that
we will see.
everybody should resign.
I'm
Do you
ju-
think that is practical? That
Yeah,
makes sense.
but that makes sense.
I'm just saying that for me, I think that that's the way that it really, because without the black men, there's no NFL. How are the owners going to keep making money without NFL? So if every black man, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, because even if all these players resign, they're going to go and look for new players, right? So let's just say that every black man said, I'm not playing in the NFL unless I have the right
They'll
to
find
kneel.
somebody else.
there's
Listen,
gonna
it's
be
like
no
the D
NFL.
train. As
It's
soon
gonna
as
be
one
whack.
leaves, another one is coming.
It's going to be
They'll
whack.
always find somebody else.
Please tell me, tell them.
That's the
It's-
only
it's- it's-
But let us
There's
know.
no
whack.
seat that is permanent. As soon
I'm
as you
telling you.
unseat, someone is going to
Everybody's.
sit.
I'm telling you.
And
Let us
that's
know.
the reason why they're enduring it. They're going through it.
Hey,
Sorry,
my people.
Charlie.
This is
Abi
what I deal with.
Abelupe,
My
Abi
people.
Abelupe,
All
you
right, so we
guys
have
say
to go
I'm
though.
being
Let us know in the
Abelupe.
comments your thoughts on these topics. As always, we love you for watching. This is the AVA Show. You're watching MinaTV. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.